This is just a disclaimer just to say that I do now swear in my videos, so if you do not like swearing or you're offended by it, please stop watching now. If you are not bothered by that, then I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so hi guys and welcome back to the badge challenge. This is kind of an update. So I wanted to basically, if you didn't watch the end of the live stream, which was the last part of the badge challenge, we ended on Monty being woken up by this bright light coming through his window, some really, really loud noises. When he went outside, there was just this thing in the sky emitting this bright light and these horrific sounds, and that's where we ended. So this is kind of the aftermath of that, and you'll notice that something very different is going on with the house. So this is the aftermath. I wanted to do this as a separate video so that I'm not spending like 15 minutes explaining everything in the next episode and then it ends up being really long. So basically after that, everything kind of fades to black for Monty, and then the next thing he knows, he's awake in a hospital, and his mother and his sister are by his side, and he asks them what happened, and they say that they don't really know. They heard the noises, they saw the lights. Maria and Kurt immediately woke up and ran to Martha and okay, so Maria and Kurt wake up once they hear the noises and see the light. They immediately go to the kids' rooms. Kurt realizes that Monty is not in his room, so he checks out the window and he sees where the light is coming down. There's kind of like a circle kind of thing. I'm sure you understand what I mean. And Monty is within that, so he's within the light. And Kurt immediately rushes downstairs to get him, and by the time he gets down there, Monty is already passed out on the floor. So they explain this to him, and then they tell Monty that he has been in a coma for 3 years. So this is now 3 years after that, and in that time, obviously the house got destroyed. The whatever it was in the sky started sucking up pieces of the house. It has absolutely destroyed the house. There isn't even a second floor anymore. I forgot to get rid of the roof. That's my fault. Ignore that. So this is literally all that's left of the second floor. There's a little bit of flooring here. Then the first floor is pretty much the kitchen. Is there even anything in the bathroom? No. You've literally got 2 dining chairs, and then the downstairs is luckily completely fine. So they're definitely going to have to start living down here for a while until they're able to rebuild. And during this period, obviously Monty couldn't do anything because he was knocked out. They all tried to just kind of focus on what they were doing. So like Bert tried to focus on his music, Maria tried to focus on her writing, Martha tried to focus on school and stuff like that. Just to kind of distract them away from everything, which was obviously very difficult, like in this circumstance, like when you don't even know what's happened, like not exactly something that happens every day where your house just flies up into the sky. But yeah, so Kurt's just mainly been working on his career, which he's about to be level 8. He also has tried to get into contact with his children with Nina. Find them. Confusing because I don't 100% know what they look like. I think they've aged up. Oh no, I didn't even see her in the relationship. So you've got Calvin and Charla. So yeah, he's been trying to get into contact with them, but every time he invites them over or anything like that, they just stand him up. So I think he's kind of getting to the point where he's like, I don't know if there's much point in me doing this. I think they've been brainwashed by Nina to think that Kurt is a bad person, which he's not. He just fell out of love with Nina, which is something that happens. That doesn't make you a bad person. So I feel like Nina's trying to brainwash them, which is exactly the sort of person Nina is. She is a vile person. So yeah, I kind of think that's what's going on there. So he's barely been able to speak to them, and I think he's honestly getting to the point of just giving up, but he doesn't want to give up because this situation has kind of reminded him how important family is, and especially your children, because obviously Monty and Martha are not his children, but he considers them his own children, and the fact that they didn't know for a very long time if Monty was ever going to come back was really scary to him. So he definitely wants to try and build that relationship with his other two children. It's hard. And then Maria, she has been, ignore this, it's told me she's completed her lifetime wish, which is not correct. I don't know why it's done this, because she has not learned all the recipes. She's not even level 10 cooking. She's level 7 cooking. So ignore that, don't know why that's happened. But she's just been trying to focus on her writing, just to distract her. She's written quite a few more novels. She started writing, they're still cookbooks, but I've been writing them under the sports genre just because the non-fiction is really, really shit. So I can look at written books. So we have quite a few more now. So you've got some really nice priced ones. And Maria actually found out not long after this happened, she fell pregnant, which was a complete shock. They weren't necessarily planning on having children yet. So it was a major shock to both of them. And she ended up having two girls, twins, called Matilda and Madison. They're about 2, so this is 3 years after. Because obviously pregnancy is about 9 months. So this was about 3 months after the events. So this is about 3 years after. So yeah, that was a major shock to the entire family. Didn't come at the best time, to be honest. It could have, come at a better time. But I think they're just happy to have more of them. And they're determined to try and protect these two as much as they possibly can and hope that nothing like this ever happens to them. This is obviously such a scary situation. Then you have Martha, and Martha has just been focusing on her school. She's an A grade. She's going to be a bit of a blogger. She's decided she wants to be a bit of a, not like a major social media influencer, but she kind of wants to delve into that kind of area. So she has started a blog. It's called, what is it called again? I think it's called #LoveYourself, I think. And it's just about body positivity, just loving who you are, that kind of stuff, which I think is really important and really nice. She's also been getting friendly with someone from school called Chad Lauder, and I could see maybe these two being a couple. They're pretty close, they're friends, so their bar's pretty decently full. Then we have, obviously, Monty. So he's obviously been in a coma for a very long time. And when he wakes up, he just has so many questions in his head, like, what exactly happened, what was it in the sky that caused this, why did it happen to them, why did it happen at all, and this kind of, he just has this kind of determination, and he wants to find out why this happened and who caused it, just so maybe he could prevent this ever happening to anyone else in the future. So I think that's what he plans to do with his life, is to get to the bottom of this mystery, find out why this happened to his family, and hopefully deal with the situation. And also, while he was in hospital, he had a girl from school visit him quite a bit. They were a bit friendly before, and she was worried about him, as were quite a few people. Her name is Betty Lopez. She visited him very regularly at the hospital, and she was so happy to finally see him awake, because there was a period where they didn't know if he was ever going to come back. But she was so ecstatic to hear that he was okay and that he was back. So that was fantastic. So there may be a little bit of a relationship brewing there as well. We will find out. He is technically still in 8th grade, because I just had to play off camera and have him not really do much. Like, he'd go to school, because I can't really stop him from doing that, and then I just have him like read or something. I wasn't having him work on any skills or anything. So he is technically in 8th grade, but I feel like he's a pretty intelligent person. Like, he's a genius. He's a pretty intelligent person, so I feel like even though he's missed 3 years of his stuff, he's going to catch up on that pretty quickly. So in terms of damage, there was no physical damage, thankfully, but in terms of mental damage, he lost his perfectionist trait, and he actually developed the neurotic trait, because obviously this was a very traumatic experience. And they've all found that since this event, since he's woken back up, he gets stressed very easily. He seems to have very erratic emotions. He will just freak out randomly. But they all try to kind of just keep in mind what he's been through and just kind of get on with it and try and calm him down as much as they can. So hopefully this doesn't hinder his future. But yeah, we will have to find out. So, hope you enjoyed this little update. Can you please let me leave Cass? Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this little update. That's basically, I think, everything I needed to mention. Let me go through my list. This will obviously be out before episode 16. I don't know exactly what I'm going to call this episode. But yeah, I kind of enjoyed having a storyline like this. So yeah, I leave a comment as well if you kind of have an idea why this kind of happened, because I have based it around something or someone. So let me know if you have any idea why or who. I would love to hear your theories. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're looking forward to the return of the normal episodes, because I am. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.